in Shindo Life. What's up? In this video, I'm going to be showcasing the bubble Bloodline in Shindo Life Roblox. Now this Bloodline is a 1 in 60, as you can see right here, 1 in 60. And it goes up to level 600, so it's a pretty decent Bloodline, I would say. Probably one of the meta Bloodlines, I guess, for PvP. And I highly recommend you use it in your PvP loadout. But yeah, let's just get started into this video. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do in this showcase is the move set of this Bloodline. Alright, so you got 3 moves and then a C-spec. It goes on your C-spec, like so. And the moves are Liquid Style Bubble Bullet, which is like bubble bullets that fire out of your mouth, I guess, and they explode into big bubbles. It's a stun, pretty good. Then you got Liquid Style Bubble Tsunami, a ton of bubbles, probably the best move in the Bloodline. They go out in a long line, in a line about 3 bubbles wide. Big stun, you know, decent damage, I'd say. Very good for starting combos. Definitely a PvP move. Probably one of the meta moves, as they removed a lot of hand signs from this Genkai or Bloodline. It's very good now. Alright, and then finally you got Liquid Style Bubble Rush. So this bubble move, I guess, is you fly into the air and then you shoot bubbles out of your mouth, and they explode into big bubbles that stun. Now all these moves roughly require around 20,000 chi, and they're all pretty good moves. And then finally you've got the C-spec, which looks like this. We'll go over this move in the end of the video. Stick around to find out what that is. But yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so you got the first move of the bubble Bloodline, Liquid Style Bubble Bullet. Alright, so when I pop this off like so, as you can see, I shoot bubbles and then they explode on impact, dealing a bit of a stun. As you can see, they're kind of stun / burning. That blows around 7 to 4k damage. So not the greatest damage move, although a decent stun move. But this is probably not the greatest move of the Bloodline. As I said earlier, the second is probably the best. But yeah, that's Liquid Style Bubble Bullet. Here it is one more time. As you can see, they just explode on impact, dealing a decent damage actually. And then here, as you can see, is actually kind of a stun for them, so they can't move when they're in there. So you can do whatever you want when they're in your bubbles. And obviously, it does kind of stun damage like so. Alright, next up, you got Bubble Style Bubble Tsunami, or Liquid Style Bubble Tsunami. Alright, so this move, as it kind of suggests, is a big, pretty much wave of bubbles. Pop it like so, as you can see, huge wave of bubbles, and it's really long. And it's a big stun as well as a big hitter, alright? So they get constantly damaged while they're in your bubble. Do whatever you want to them while they're in here. And they can't move, and it lasts for a really long time. So yeah, this is probably the best move of the bubble Bloodline. Here it is, just one more time. Pop it like so, and as you can see, it kind of follows where my cursor goes. So I move my cursor over here and moves over this way. And yeah, as you can see, they're kind of stunned right now. But yeah, that's pretty much Bubble Style Liquid Tsunami. There are a ton of useful combos you can start off with this. You know, you can pop different moves when you pop this. And yeah, overall, I would say probably it's the best move of the bubble Bloodline. Alright, now we got the third move of the bubble style. We got the Liquid Style Bubble Rush, alright? So as I said earlier, when you pop this move, you kind of fly into the sky. Just pop it like so, and then you shoot bubbles down, and yeah, you kind of explode into one big bubble, dealing a bit of a stun. However, not probably the greatest move, as I said earlier. The second move is probably the best. But it is a pretty decent move. I would recommend using it if you don't have anything else really in your PvP loadout. But yeah, I don't really mind using this move. It's a pretty decent move. Here it is one more time. So as you can see, I can pop it like so, and then I can fly down to my opponents, exploding in a huge bubble, 15k damage, as well as a slight stun. Pretty good for war mode, I might say, but not the greatest for PvP. Maybe, you know, Arena X deathmatch, like kind of like, you know, hitting many people at once, but yeah, not the greatest. Right, now we got the bubble mode, alright? So as you can see, it looks pretty nice, although not really much of a visible difference, except bubbles coming from the hands. However, it does have decent stat boosts, alright? So you got 2600 chi, 2400 in jutsu, 2800 taijutsu, and 2500 HP. So as you can see, my stats are beyond max level, so it's a pretty good, you know, mode. But yeah, if you have anything better, like a Sharingan, or maybe, you know, a Tengoku or Sengoku, now I would equip that in your C slot instead of this. However, this seems like a decent mode, alright? You get 25 mode drained each second, so not a ton, although definitely not the smallest amount ever. But yeah. Alright, now let's look at the singular move of this mode, alright? So, your Q-spec is nothing special, again, it's just a punch, strong punch. However, your C-spec is pretty decent, alright? So you pop it like so, you fly in the air, and then you shoot bubbles at your targets, dealing a pretty high amount of damage, as you can see. and it's a pretty long-lasting stun. As you can see, these bubbles are still here from about 5 seconds ago. They don't, yeah, there we go. Alright, so probably like a 5 to 7 second, like, bubble deployment, I guess. But yeah, they seem like a pretty decent move overall. However, the second move is probably superior to this, just because of the bigger radius, I guess. But yeah, here it is just one more time. So as you can see, it does work from a range, and you do fire quite a lot of bubbles. And then obviously the second move comparison is just a huge stun. I don't know why they're still moving. I guess it's because they're AIs, but usually you cannot move in that stun. So yeah, pretty good Bloodline overall. But the only thing is, you know, the mode doesn't really look that cool and doesn't really have the greatest stat bonuses. But if you're looking for a new mode, and again, this is only 1 in 60, I would recommend this. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. You know, join the Discord just because why not? And yeah, I'll see you later. So have a nice day and bye.